Now you have to go back to 2004 for the last time Barcelona failed to reach the knockout stages of the Champions League. Well, they face a huge challenge to stay in the tournament with a must-win match away at Bayern Munich tonight. They are 2 points ahead of Benfica, who face Dynamo Kiev this evening. The Ukrainian side have picked up just 1 point during the group stages. Well, let's get more on this with La Liga TV presenter Semra, who joins us live now from Spain. Semra, good afternoon to you. Barcelona, they've got a terrible record against Bayern. How tough is this one going to be tonight?
It's going to be a very tough one, Joe, to be completely honest. I think we could say it's a gargantuan task, to be completely honest. I think there are a few things that really could help their chances. One of them being that this game will be played behind closed doors, so they won't have that cauldron, that really hot atmosphere that they would experience otherwise. And I say that because so many of these players for Barcelona are so young and so experienced at this level that it certainly would be a little bit of relief to not have to play in such a hostile conditions. Another thing is that Nagelsmann has confirmed that 5 players, important players, will be missing through injury for this one. For example, the likes of Kimmich or Goretzka. And so that is obviously a blow to them. They have plenty of other quality, of course, throughout the squad. And the question will be whether he decides to rotate or not as a way of trying to avoid any potential injury or just to give some players some rest, because they're 8 points above Barcelona in the group. They're already guaranteed to go through as first, as leaders. So maybe they don't want to make too many risks. But having said that, it is definitely going to be a big challenge. If Lewandowski plays, I assume that he will. He's scored 27 goals in all competitions already this campaign. You know how many Barcelona have scored? 25. So he scored more than the entirety of the team in all competitions. And that highlights a big problem for Xavi and the team. They need to find goals. They need to come out firing on all cylinders, take risks, do what they can to find the back of the net. They've only scored twice in the Champions League so far, and it was against Dynamo Kiev, a team that's already knocked out. So it is a huge task, and obviously run a tight ship at the back, because Bayern, they really can punish you on the counter. So I'm feeling a little bit more hopeful than a few days ago, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and you mentioned that lack of goals. Barca, they lost to Real Betis at the weekend. You obviously watched them a lot. Has there been any signs of improvement under Xavi?
There have been some signs of improvement. It obviously hasn't been too long, but I think what's really changed has been more the attitude and the approach to the game. You can see that they're working tremendously hard to do what Xavi wants from them, what he expects from them, but it's still going to take a long time to play with that particular type of philosophy. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of drills, a lot of repeating the same movements over and over again until it just becomes second nature for them to finally pick that up. Look what happened with Guardiola when he went to Manchester City that first year. It took a full year for the team to really adapt to what he wants. And it's the same case with Xavi. Partly what's been hurting them have been injuries, especially in key places up top. They're missing so many important players. Ansu Fati, for example, is not going to be back for this game in time. So all of the pressure really relies or falls on Dembele's shoulders to help them out. So I think they have improved. They have been trying to put more intent into games, but they still do look just too weak at the back, and they're not scoring enough, as we said, whether it's the Champions League or La Liga. So patience is going to be the name of the game.
And of course, we all know the financial problems at the new camp, but what would be the full impact of dropping down to the Europa League? Would it impact their transfer budget as well going forward?
It could potentially. There are some reports that were really interesting today in terms of the breakdown of what would be the financial impact on Barcelona as to whether they were to advance in the Champions League or drop into the Europa League. If they make it into the round of 16 in the Champions League to get out of the group tonight, then they would pick up around 10 million euros. If they get to the quarterfinals, that would be another 10 million euros. So they're expecting, if they can make it that far, well, an extra budget of 20 million euros that they can then use for the transfer market, whether it be in January or in the summer. However, if they drop into the Europa League, obviously the pot is not as big. It's not as much as you would get in the Champions League. For example, if you make it all the way to the final, then it would be about 15 million euros. So in a way, that's almost like a 5 million euro loss if you were, of course, to make it, comparing it to the quarterfinal of the Champions League. So it certainly could have an impact on them. I think their main focus will be to try and offload some of the highest earners in January, whether that will help them to bring players in in the winter transfer market, or if it's just a way of setting themselves up nicely, ideally, of course, in the summer to reconfigure those pieces and to move some of the dead weight and to bring some fresh players into the squad. We'll have to wait and see. But obviously, they'll be crossing their fingers that tonight they get out of the group and they go as far as they possibly can in the Champions League, because it would certainly help them, I think, emotionally, morally, as well as financially.
Yeah, and I mean, talking of those high earners, Philippe Coutinho, someone that we constantly talk about when these transfer windows come around. He made a rare start against Betis, a first under Xavi. He, of course, spent time at Bayern Munich on loan as well, but there's a good chance we won't see him feature against his former club. What's your take on it? Do you see any future for him at the new camp beyond January?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't think so. Beyond January, if anything, I think they'll try to get him out at that point, because from what I understand, he's the highest earner, at least, maybe if not the highest earner, then he is the highest earner. And on top of that, he's the 14th most used player in the squad. He just hasn't been able to find a place under any manager. And I think the real issue is that they never should have brought him in the first place. And it speaks to the former boards and their lack of understanding of how to actually build a competitive squad that matched the philosophy that Barcelona want to use. And so it's not entirely down to him. They just haven't been able to get him in a position on the pitch where they can get the best out of him. And it seems as though Xavi feels the same way. Coutinho really operates better as a number 10, where he can have a little bit more freedom, working a bit more creative, but he doesn't really fit into what Xavi currently is trying to do. You've tried him out on the wing, but that's not really where you're going to get the best out of him. So I think it almost feels like it would be better for all parties involved for him to be moved on somewhere where he could be plying his trade, where he could be happy again, where he can get back to his best, and Barcelona can get what they can for him. Obviously, they will lose some money. They will never recuperate what they paid for him, but they can cut their losses, get something for him, and reinvest that money into getting somebody who would be more suitable to what Xavi is after. So whether that will be January, if they can make it happen, or the summer, I suspect it will be sometime soon, because I don't really see him fitting in to Xavi's plans overall going forwards.
OK, Semra, good to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.